Hello guys, welcome again. I'm super excited today for this new episode of the Caminante. What episode are we?
Episode 6!
Wow, I love it because this is about breaking barriers and the cost of success.
Fuerte.
Muy fuerte,
Fuerte.
but it's good, it's worth it.
Strong, yes.
So this is what I would say. If nobody tells you about the cost of success in a new culture, we will. The sleepless nights, the sacrifices, the moments of doubt when you wonder if you made the right choice.
Oh, doubt.
Yes. That inspires me too. It's weird.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
I like that so much.
That kind of build me up, you know?
Doubt inspires you?
Yes, because you have to go through that mental process to overcome the doubt, and then somehow you get that fire.
I love your mind.
So,
Leaving behind family, starting over, proving yourself. It's not just about making it. It's about thriving, surviving the journey.
yes.
Today, we're going to talk about the price of success, the reality of breaking barriers, and what it really takes to thrive in a new, unfamiliar world.
If you have ever felt like an outsider chasing a dream, this is your episode. This is your space, because we got some pretty good stuff coming at you.
Super excited.
So, what do you say, Tiff? How do we give up so many things in order to build a future, a dream? Does that ring the bell?
Oh, big time. I think the hardest part of starting over, there's just so many identity struggles, feeling like an outsider, financial risk.
How about the emotional cost that comes with it? The social cost, the distance from family, right? You gotta just, separate yourself to start somewhere new, starting something that you believe, shifting relationships.
Oh man, that's
That self-doubt that you're referring. It's real. It's really raw moments that, you start feeling question about, is it truly worth it?
Absolutely.
So tell me about that, because I know you have quite a bit of your own personal stories, rebuilding, starting all over again. So walk me through what you felt, what you went through, how you overcame it, because I think that's what this is about.
Oh man, we're getting deep today. Man, I love my story.
You got a beautiful story.
I
That's all I gotta say.
love my story because it's about overcoming and breaking past unhealthy habits, negative thinking, ways that you can just be drowning and overcoming and pushing through those barriers, very similar to people who may be foreigners who have to push through. There's literally a wall. There's like a ceiling that you hit, and you're almost there. And so many people can get stuck at that place. But yeah, my story, I just was in a place where I felt like some of the habits and decisions that I was making in my late 20s were, they weren't setting me up for where I wanted my life to be. And I just remember thinking, one day I'm going to be a mom. That's really all I could think about, was being a wife and a mom, and just knowing that the lifestyle, the friend group, the habits, it just was not aligning with where I wanted to be.
Yes.
To get to where I wanted to be was just going to be a lot of work. But I lost my grandpa, and I just went to the floor on my knees one night. I was just in so much pain, and it was like the habits that I was using to numb weren't working for that, pain anymore. Just like I couldn't escape it, and I was like, something has to change. And I think that we finally change when we realize that the pain of staying the same is going to be greater than the actual pain to change, which change can be very hard.
It can be. It can be. Especially when you're growing, right? When you're looking for something better. And I can relate to that, and for those that have experienced that type of pain in a different form, right?
Sure.
So they're very similar, but the pain that I went through was, just tearing a big part of yourself, tearing it apart.
Yes.
Right. When I migrated, and I had to start all over again, right? Yesterday it was my birthday, guys, by the way, and I was thinking about it. It was the first birthday that I spent with my parents since I left the country.
Oh.
Which I left at 17 years old. And then almost 25 years later, it was the first birthday that we spent together. So tearing apart and leaving things behind for something greater, something better, is a pain that when I look back, it was worth it.
Right.
Because now I have you, I have my kids, I have all these dreams that we have achieved together. Yeah. But that success has a cost.
It absolutely did.
And you gotta see it.
Yes.
And you gotta be willing to put yourself out there and experience that pain for growth and for really chasing the dream that you want at the end of the day.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I reached out for some help with a professional counselor, and I just said, I miss my grandpa. It's so weird, like all I could think about was my grandpa and the pain from that. But when I went to that counselor, we uncovered so many different things.
That's what happens when you do counseling.
Yeah. And I found healing through an incredible ministry.
Right.
But yeah, there was like, this.
Yes.
And there was a lot of things that needed looking into.
And I think it's super healthy.
Yes.
Really doing counseling. I mean, you are the one who introduced that to me when I met you.
Right.
And I discovered the power that has.
Right.
Right? To not only get to know yourself, your weaknesses, your strength, why you are the way you are.
Yeah.
Doesn't make you less or better or worse, but that deep understanding of yourself to navigate through challenges, to empower you, it's really important to do it at one point in life because you grow older without even knowing a bunch of stuff that are the ramifications of why you are the way you are. And sometimes that needs to be changed. You need to correct that behavior. It's not taking you in the right direction. And if you don't, you'll see it how it piles up.
It
It plays out.
Yes.
But if you do, amazing things occur.
Yes. Well, counseling, I feel like, helps to create this awareness and this sense of humility that really allows you to look within, which is so hard to do. It's so easy to point the finger and blame other people and become the victim. Oh, that is such a dangerous spot to be in, the victim spot. That's easy because that requires no change on my part. It's everybody else's fault.
Right.
But there's so much power when we take personal responsibility. And not saying that the things that were done to us weren't bad or wrong, or but there's also a responsibility. It's like when I teach my kids, you know, they're so cute. Mommy, he's gonna get a ticket. He didn't, you know, put his blinker. He's going too fast. My 4-year-old. And that's on him. I'm responsible for me. I can control my own behavior. I can't control him.
Right. So, you know, going back to that bottom that you hit, right? Because I think that's important.
Yeah.
You know, purpose in life, what motivates you, what drives you, and, you know, what truly, what is it that you have to prove of yourself? Because I think, like, when I look at my story, when I came here, I mean, with nothing literally, right? You leave everything behind. I remember what was really motivating me, and it was the fact that I had nothing. Right? And I knew, and I still know that wasn't me. I could do better than that. That was just a step in the process. And how can I make myself better? And I could only see a very big uphill.
Yes.
Right?
Oh,
and every
man.
time that I would see a
That
hill would
is...
remind me of that's the path you're taking.
Oh, man.
But I think somehow that mindset kept me pushing forward harder.
Yes.
Harder. So you build some sort of resilience, but because you already have the mindset that uphill that you're about to walk, it's real, it's difficult, it's going to be painful. Mm-hmm. Do you think that may be part of the success of people when they're already thinking, they already have shifted their mindset to what they're about to get in, that makes them so resilient, so hardcore to follow and chase what they truly want? Did you feel that?
Absolutely, because there is this muscle of grit, of just I can do anything, empowerment. You know, I remember after like a month of changing some habits that I really wanted to change, man, you get that it's just like a rush of, man, I got this. I can literally do anything I put my mind to.
That's right.
And I feel like life is so hard. It's everybody. We can't escape it this side of heaven. Life is hard. And through life, we have the tendency to develop these character defects. And they can, from whether how we were raised or walls that we've put up as we've gotten hurt, or there's so many different ways that we can have these character defects, and they impact our relationships and our thinking and who we are and where we're going and how we everything. And I don't think it's about like having to be perfect, but it's just about being aware of, okay, is this good? Is this healthy? And if it's not, then am I humble enough to
accept it and do something
about it. And change.
Yeah, it's good, Chief, because I'll tell you, taking that right with my experience and my personal story, I came for the American dream. That was truly the reason why I came to this country.
And that thing is still alive and well, baby.
At least it's still there. People say that the American dream is gone, doesn't exist anymore. I cannot say more than anything else to those people out there. You're wrong. The American dream still exists.
Yes.
The path have changed.
Sure.
The rules of the games have changed. The technology have changed. You know, it's different how you get there, but it is still alive.
Yes.
And that's what makes me so happy to be American, married to you, because this is a country of opportunities.
Yes, and freedom.
But there is a cost for that, and you gotta be able and be willing to go through it in order to get to that American dream.
Yes.
And I still think that even though it can be painful, there's a cost of success. I compare it to other nations other countries, even the country that I was born, right, Venezuela, the opportunities that are available to people is nothing comparable to what it is available in this amazing, incredible country.
Yes.
The opportunities are there. It is hard. I just don't know if we have taken things for granted that has sucked at us a little bit in the process, that we're not willing to fight for that American dream anymore. And we want things easy, right away, instant. And I just don't think that that's the path. And if it was at one point, which I don't think so, because I met people like your dad and people that come from that generation, they're hard workers.
Yes.
Their culture was to work for corporations, even to stay there loyal. Those things have changed. But they worked the entire life, right? To look forward to that retirement, that pension, whatever it was, but it still required work.
Yes.
So I just don't know if it is that the American dream has faded away, or the reality is things have changed and some people have been able to adapt to that change and the rules of the game, and some people just got too softened, too light, they don't want to put the effort. And so, thoughts on that? Reality versus American dream?
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. The American dream is alive and it's well and it's available to those who want to pursue it.
Right.
I heard the other day, and I love this. I listen to a lot of parenting podcasts, and the guy said, one of the best things that I want to teach my child, like the number one thing, is how to handle challenges.
Beautiful. I agree.
How to handle challenges. Like, let them fail.
Yeah.
Let them have age-appropriate consequences.
Yes.
Because when parents save us, or we don't, it's that muscle, and it's that
It is a muscle, you're
sense of success that, just yesterday, Liam's balloon went up to and he was so upset, that the balloon, and I said, do you think we can do it? No.
It's hard.
It's hard.
Yeah.
So hard. Yeah, and he won't, and I said, no, you're going to do it. You're going to get the balloon. I'll be here for you. You're going to get the balloon. Now, I could have I could have gotten the balloon.
Right.
And it did take about 15 minutes. That was out of, a little inconvenient.
Right.
But man, the look on his face. I looked at him and I said, son, that feeling that you feel right now because you did it is the best feeling in the whole world.
That's right.
You worked so hard at something and you did it. And his big blue eyes, he was just, I did it, Mommy.
Yes. I agree. And I think that goes back to the entrepreneur's reality, which is success comes at a cost.
Yes.
And if you take that path of entrepreneurship, business owner, be financially independent, you gotta be able to take the hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or just a healthier lifestyle. When I decided to turn my life around, look, I had to give up a lot. Everything. Really important relationships, really important friendships, really important places I would go, things that I would eat, drink, things I would watch or go and do, everything changed.
It seems like, and I think that made me think something very, very, and I don't want to lose a thought. It seems that you got to take care of yourself first before you are about to take a challenge like being your own boss or being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You gotta have the right mindset in order to go that upside hill, so that way you're strong enough and enduring enough and resilient enough to make it through.
Yeah, it's the pressure. I love that. The pressure to succeed when there is no safety net.
That's right. Love it. Well, here's the thing. You said mental health,
Yes.
right? You got to take care of yourself first in order to have resilience strategies to survive the grind.
The grind. I love the grind.
Yes.
Man, and you know what? You're either going to learn to love it or
It will.
just...
It will crash you.
Yeah, or just...
Right. So what kind of lessons throughout that journey, and I love your story because you have to take care of yourself first, mentally, physically. Then once you get in that position where now I'm ready to chase my dream, now I'm ready to chase bigger things. I already conquered part of the steps that I needed to do before I even take bigger things. And then once you do that, I mean, the sky is the limit, right?
I can see clearly now the rain is gone.
But here's what I want to take home. How do you make it without losing yourself in the process? Because you always have the probability to go back to where you were.
Yeah.
Right? Especially when things get hard. You can, how do you call it? There's a term for that.
Relapse?
Relapse. Exactly. There could be like a relapse, right? In where from old habits, from normal routines that you have built, right? From the things that you only know.
Yeah.
Things get hard, difficult.
Yes.
You see exactly what the story of Liam, right? Which is, it's just so hard. It's hard for me to get it. And then you just relapse to the comfort zone. That's kind of what I was trying to say.
Negative thinking, self-doubt,
right.
laziness. I mean, whatever it could be.
Yeah, and it can go to other different things, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, there's all different kind of unhealthy habits and ways that we can, unhealthy coping mechanisms.
Exactly. That's the term, coping mechanisms. Especially when things get difficult, you don't get it your way.
Yeah.
You start doubting about yourself. That self-doubt is a battle of your own mind. That's a battle of your own mind. It's like if you cannot get this self-confidence, the positive thoughts, and you don't feel good about yourself, right?
Yeah.
I mean.
And you gotta be aware enough in your own mind to go, because those are silent things that happen in your own mind.
But they're powerful.
They're so powerful.
You can be your worst enemy.
Yes.
Right. So, thinking of that, then how do you redefine success? Because I don't think, and I cannot speak, for everybody, but at least in my story, I know you really well. I redefine success because it's not only about the money. It's also about the fulfillment, right? The purpose of it, the balance of life. Do you always see it like that, like how you're seeing it now?
I always see it like that.
It wasn't money. You drive.
Money motivates me. I gotta be real.
Money
motivates me.
Is it the only thing?
No.
Okay.
No. But money motivates me.
Right.
Balance, ultimately time with my kids, my family, my husband. I feel like we work more because your mind just never shuts off. Once you take it, your mind doesn't.
We're just very productive.
Yeah, I love productive. I thrive. I'm an 8 on the Enneagram with 8 or 3. I'm an achiever. I think it's a 3.
Is that how to describe you? Tiffany the achiever.
So, no, it's a personality test.
Right.
What makes you feel good and...
Right.
And I'm an achiever. I was, a competitive athlete. I was always praised when I did things really well. So you get into that habit of...
Praise.
Achieving.
Results, achieving.
Yes, results.
For me, money doesn't motivate me, but I have a deep understanding of what money is, which is, for me, is a tool. And when I got that understanding that money is a tool for me to do the things that I want to do, then my game got aligned to I need to generate money for me to be able to do this.
Right.
So it wasn't a direct motivator, but it was a tool that I always understood that I needed it in order for me to build big things
Yeah.
and have a big legacy and be able to create and build projects and build teams and influence them and teach them.
Yes.
That motivates me,
Yes.
right? How
Yes.
I can leave a positive mark on people that are working with me, teaching them leadership, management, and seeing them growing. That's what really drives me. See how I see that with my kid, with you, but always understanding that you need money in order to do those things.
Correct. Exactly.
Without it,
There is no team.
There is no team. There is
Yeah.
no a dream. There's
Yes.
no financial independence.
Yes.
You know, I always throw for that. Throw, is that how you say it? Or thrive. I always thrive for financial independence.
Right.
When I work
Ever
for,
since I met you, you
Right.
would say my dream is to be financially independent.
that's it. It wasn't the money. It wasn't that. It was how can I be financially independent for me to create and do the things that I want to do.
Yeah.
That's it. But I was loyal to my employers. I always executed, provided results, which is very important. You honor them.
Yes.
You deliver. You become the best you can do, but chasing that dream of being independent.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay. All right. What a bit differences there, but it's good.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, things motivate different people differently. And,
That's right.
you know, I like to, yeah.
So besides the motivation, right? Because great, you can be motivated, you can have a drive, but then you also have to understand that this is not a journey that you can do on your own,
Oh, no.
right? You gotta have a support system around you, either mentors, either like-minded individuals that are in the same level as you, emotional outlets. I think they're key, right? How do you have a support system to share emotionally what you're going through, draining, all that to keep your mental health, right? And that's where the balance starts coming in. Once you understand the balance, I think you become highly productive. I think you become really resilient. And then you start really having a good understanding of how you create, how you do things, chasing what you want.
Yes, because it clears your mind.
Right.
You have to have a clear mind in order to be creative and
Right.
think and grow. And it breaks my heart because I see people who isolate, and the shame, the doubt, the bitterness, the unforgiveness, the anything that doesn't feel peaceful like that,
That's what they go through.
it isolates you, and it's normal because you don't want to deal with it. It's just easier to be alone and by
You
yourself.
don't want to face it. You don't want to face it.
Yeah.
It makes you uncomfortable.
Yes.
Right. Yes, that's difficult, but side of that, I think that success shouldn't cost your happiness, right? Because some people I hear, they're unhappy, they're miserable, chasing, that dream, that vision that they have, versus how do you enjoy the journey, right? It's not about the destination, but how you do the journey, type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you're chasing for success, you have to be somehow happy and motivated of what you're looking for, so that way you can be refilled, energized to keep going,
That's right.
right? Versus being motivated for a little bit, now I'm miserable, I'm not happy. Yeah, that's going to be a short race.
Right.
And I think success is a long race. It's a life race,
Yes.
right? Success is not about 1 month, 2 months, my first 2 years, or how do I end?
Well, it's that
Right.
long-term vision
It is
that
that
you're
long-term
talking
vision.
about,
That's
and
right.
it's that hill that you talked
The
about.
upside hill, yes.
And in a society where we just get things so fast, and it's great, but we also have to be aware of how that can hinder us.
So either you're migrating, either you're moving, either you got to be able to start putting these tools together, these pieces of the map, right, of the puzzle.
Yes.
Those mentors, I think they are very valuable.
Yes.
Getting in the right groups of people, with like, same
like-minded thinking. Absolutely.
You got to start adjusting and changing.
Yes.
So that way you start getting fed to what matters, and that will be aligned to what you're looking for, right? Which at the end of the day for me, is that American dream.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Good food for thought.
So good.
So I do have some comments. I know that you have some feedback from an audience.
Yes.
Did you know it?
Well, thank you guys so much, because every week we get so much incredible feedback, so many great questions, and I invite you guys, comment, make sure you leave some comments, because we are choosing and answering during our shows your questions. So like, subscribe, comment. A great question from our community.
Right.
What was the biggest sacrifice you made to pursue success?
The biggest sacrifice, I think, was really leaving everything that I knew, which was, the country that I was born with. Imagine that you have to just leave all your friendships, all your family.
Yeah.
Right?
I've been there.
Culture, food, everything that you like.
Yeah.
You just leave everything behind.
Yeah.
And then you just put in this new place, unknown place, and be willing to go through the pain of that process to grow, adapt, learn a new language, learn the business talk, educate yourself, being able to fit in without not impacting me and my identity. I think really just living, living everything that I knew for 17 years and just start all over again.
Yeah. That
unfamiliar. That has been the biggest sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
But it was worth it though. I'm super happy. The things that I have achieved is probably halfway there. And I do believe that greater things are ahead, which is that same dream that I had when I came here at 17 years old.
I'm so proud of you.
Yes, thank you. I'm very proud of you too.
My senior quote in high school was, go up, go over, go around, or go through, but never ever give up.
That's right.
So that hustle, grit, and grind, that was already, I was 17 years old, and that was my mindset.
Yes. It's the attitude. I think it truly comes down to attitude. What's the attitude that you have to face the challenges of life?
Yeah.
Right?
And the experience that you have in challenges, which is why, my brother was sharing this with me. He's like, you gotta let them fail. Stop saving them from every little thing. They have to feel what that feels like and experience those challenges. And it's hard because you love them and you're like, no, I want to help you. I want to give them a balloon for you. I want to save you. I want you to be happy. But it's so interesting because, life happens and the challenges come, the loss comes, that is inevitable.
Yes.
So.
I think about it like this. You're raising men and women. You're not raising kids. And when I changed that thought, that I was not raising kids because I wanted to be happy now, I'm raising men. And I'm building them up for what's out there. And it's not that easy. It's tough, it's difficult, it's challenging, it's hard. There will be a lot of pain. And I do believe that everything starts from very early on those little things. The balloon example. It's a perfect example.
Yeah.
Right? Let them chase it. Let them go through that challenge of just getting it for what they want.
Right.
I can only imagine that face, right? The face that he gave you after he got it.
So happy.
Super powerful.
How do you feel after you do something you've worked really, really hard at?
Gosh. It's at first I feel like right? Very proud of the achievement. But more than that, it gives me the confidence to realize that I can do that and more and bigger things.
Bring it, baby.
More challenges. And
Let's go.
It proves that when I took that challenge, when I didn't know anything about it, I still could do it, adapt, learn. So yeah, it builds that confidence. It really does.
I love it. And I'm so proud of you. I love your story. Thank you for sharing.
Guys, if you love it and if you can relate to the story of the Caminante podcast, please subscribe, like, provide feedback, write us. We're in all the different social media applications out there. Just reach out, be part of the community. Because I think without you and your story, this wouldn't be the same.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's it, guys, for today's episode of Caminante, where we talked about the real cost of chasing your dream.
Love it. So, thank you for this time, for allowing us to be with you in community, talking about important topics.
Yes.
Of topics that can build you, make you, not break you. Thank you for being with us today at Caminante. We look forward to see you on the next episode. And if this hit home, you gotta subscribe, you gotta like. Let's stay engaged because that motivates us.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good one.